y'all watching March Madness? Florida had me about ready to break a damn TV in here. Now, I don't care about college basketball in terms of having a favorite team or anything like that. And I'm going to be honest, I can't name 5 college basketball players. I know Cooper Flagg from Duke. I know I call him a hamster. He's just from Alabama. What's his name? Sears or Searles? Whatever. I know, who else do I know in college basketball? Clayton for Florida. I know him. Anyway, but I do bet on college basketball. So I especially March Madness, I watch a lot of the games, but I watch them from a betting angle. So a lot of times I'm not paying attention to players' names and things. Anyway, long story short, what great game, Florida and UConn there. Florida's my pick to win it all. So I'm not trolling, but Florida about lost the damn thing. In fact, they were losing till a couple of minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Then they got it up to about a 7-point lead. UConn comes back at the end. Really a 5-point game. I mean, it was a 2-point game in the end, but UConn hit like a half-court 3-pointer down 5 as time expired to make it a 2-point game. But so Florida wins. They advance to what round is next? The Sweet 16. Knocked off UConn. Duke playing later today. Alabama playing later today. Anyway, I'll be watching them all day. I'm going to stream today around 5 or 5:30 probably. Well, not probably. I am streaming today around 5 or 5:30 on Patreon, though. I do at least one Patreon stream a weekend, and then if I do 2 streams, then I do a YouTube stream. But I was out of town and didn't get back till yesterday, so today's the only day I could stream. So I'll be on Patreon around 5. I think that's the Kentucky and Illinois. Now that might be a good game too. Kentucky and Illinois play at 5:15. Illinois is a small favorite, about 2.5. St. Mary's and Alabama play at 6 o'clock, 6:10. So anyway, I'll go live around 5:30. We'll hang out. We'll watch some of those games, talk some college football, whatever. But I was watching the Florida game earlier, which they cost me money, by the way. Florida was a 10-point favorite. I bought it down to 7.5. Then I was like, that'll be a safe bet. Nope, Gators let me down. They won, and that's all that really matters for Florida fans, I guess. But from a betting perspective, cost Uncle Lou. But anyway, got me thinking. I've been talking about this on Twitter, and I think in the comments section some too, but I haven't made a video about it. DJ Lagway, what's going on with him down there? Why is he not throwing the ball? I don't get this. Now, I know he had an injury last year. It was a hamstring injury against Georgia. He got carted off the field, missed whatever the rest of that Georgia game, and then I think he missed one more game after, the next week or whatever. But then he finished out the season, including the bowl game. He played the entire bowl game. I remember because he had 2 interceptions. But he has 2 interceptions in every game. Doesn't he have 6 starts and 12 interceptions? I'm pretty sure that's accurate. 6 starts, 12 interceptions. Anyway, Florida won that game. I think Lagway was the MVP. He had about 300 yards, 1 touchdown pass, but he did have 2 bad interceptions in the first half. At least one of them I remember was in the red zone too. But anyway, so he finished out the season throwing the ball and running around. Why is he not throwing in spring practice? And I've seen, there's only a handful of quotes out there that you can find. Now, there's speculation everywhere, all over the place, Twitter especially. Everybody's friends with somebody who lives next door to the lady that babysits for the Florida athletic director's foot therapist, and he swears DJ like blah, 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 blah. But as far as like direct quotes from people, I mean, I got the quotes from Napier where he basically just confirmed that Lagway's limited in practice. Kind of like just going through the motions, but he's not throwing the ball, like, at all. Did he hurt his shoulder? And I don't know. I don't understand. The whole thing just is a little strange because, especially in this time of year, if there's some kind of an injury, that's usually known. Like, coaches are pretty open about that generally this time of year. Now, during the season, no. And believe me, as a Georgia fan, I know I don't believe anything Kirby Smart tells me about any injured player from about July through January. Every injured Georgia player that Kirby's ever had is at 80% and might be back tomorrow. Everyone, even if they're out another 6 months, they're at 80% and they might be back tomorrow. That's what he tells you during the season. But I don't know. And look, there's no upside. It's a negative that he can't throw in spring practice. I mean, I know he started about half the season last year and got some experience, and that's great. But you practice for a reason. And new receivers down there. I mean, you got, chemistry, timing, running the offense, all that kind of stuff. Now, I don't think this is the end of the world. Like, oh my God, DJ Lagway's not throwing any passes for Florida in spring practice. That means they're going 0-100. And this isn't a troll video. I'm not trolling. I just want to know what's wrong. What did something happen? And either I don't remember it, or I don't know about it, or is this really this giant mystery that it appears to be? You can't get a straight answer. Billy Napier is going on and on about opinions and second opinions. And opinions on what? What is wrong with him? Did he dislocate his shoulder? Separated shoulder? Did he hurt his elbow? Why is he not? Does it do any Florida fans? Because I've asked, and I guess it's because I am who I am. I can't get a straight answer, especially on Twitter when you got the lowest common denominator of human being hiding behind fake anonymous troll accounts. So I can't get a straight answer over there, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I can't get a straight answer here either. But is this concerning at all? I mean, Lagway, he was hurt a lot last year. Now, he played through some of it. Some of it he couldn't, the hamstring thing. He's a tough kid. Yeah, but is he going to be like the Robinson boys at Georgia? Those two running backs we got? Hell, I can't hardly remember their name anymore because they'll never play because they're permanently in. Branson Robinson and Demetrius Robertson. Demetrius, no, that was that wide receiver. Branson Robinson and whoever the hell the other one is. See, they don't ever play. I can't remember their name. Like these guys, like they're on scholarship, they're on the team, and according to Kirby, 80% might be ready tomorrow. But like they're permanently injured, and I hate that. I don't like injuries for anybody, Georgia or any other team. I don't want anybody to be injured. I want everybody to be able to play all the time. But so I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if any of y'all know either. If you do, let me know. But I do think like this isn't a positive that he's not throwing. Again, I don't think this means Florida's going 0-100 and that's it, throw the season away. But, a young quarterback, you have spring practice for a reason. I mean, they don't do it just because, like they use that time to practice and get better. So, I don't know. It's just weird. Opinions, second opinions. What did he say? He's tough. He's been through a lot. What's the quote? What did he say? I mean, you know how these coaches are, and this is nothing against Napier. Plenty of coaches are this way. They talk for an hour without saying a word, Where is it? What the hell did he say? Here we go. What is this shit? DJ Lagway works out with Anthony Richardson during Florida football spring break. I don't know if that's a very good idea. Didn't Anthony Richardson quit in the middle of the season last year? And plus, he's just terrible. He's a gymnast. He's not even a football player. He's a fucking gymnast with the backflips. What am I looking at? DJ Lagway limited during throwing activities. Okay, whatever. Okay. Florida quarterback DJ Lagway will be limited in throwing during spring practice. Coach Billy Napier says Lagway is dealing with a lower body injury. But he provided few details other than saying the quarterback didn't have any off-season surgery. Okay, so he didn't have any surgery. He's dealing with a lower body injury. So he can't throw the ball? What are we doing here? He stated that after every game, including the bowl game, Lagway completed... hold on, what is this? Lagway missed a game last November while recovering from a strained left hamstring. That was the Georgia game. But he started every other game after that, including Florida's bowl victory against Tulane. Lagway completed 60% of his passes in that game. I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's nothing. There's another quote where he's like talking about getting opinions and second opinions and how tough he is. And we learned a lot about him last year. It almost seems like load management. Y'all watch the NBA? No, you don't. Nobody watches it. Unless you're gambling on it, you don't watch it. At least that's the case with me. I'll watch the NBA playoff. Anyway, You know, they have load management. Like, there's nothing wrong with a guy they just decided they're not playing on some random Tuesday, just need a day off or whatever. Never mind the fact they don't play but 3 games a week anyway. But it sounds like Florida is implementing the MVA version of load management when it comes to DJ Lagway. I don't know. Or maybe there is something really wrong and they're hiding it. I don't know. I don't know. I do know this. Florida starts the season with a couple of cans of corn, Long Island and South Florida. So, like, I mean, the best case scenario is obviously there's nothing major wrong. Lagway's able to start throwing soon, and this becomes a non-story. So let's get that out of the way. That's best case scenario. You got to look at the worst case scenario, though, too. Look, if this is some kind of lingering deal, how much time could Lagway miss? I guess he could miss those first 2 games against Long Island and South Florida. I know for a fact Florida will beat Long Island with or without DJ Lagway. Woo. South Florida, they'll probably beat them either way, with or without DJ Lagway. Woo. But after that, it gets a little more tricky. You have to play. The 3rd game is at Miami, 4th game at LSU. And I think you have a bye week between there. And I know Florida wants to win the Miami game. And again, we're theorizing here, worst case scenario. DJ Lagway could sit out the Miami game, even if that causes Florida to lose by 50 or whatever, like they did last year. It's a non-conference game. Now, I know you want to win it. You need to win it. Recruiting purposes, pride, all that, I get it. And hopefully none of this matters. And Lagway is fine sooner rather than later. He's got to be back by that LSU game, though. So, if he misses any more than 3 games, then I do think this becomes a serious detriment to Florida's ability to make a bowl game. Because that's the goal at Florida these days, is bowl eligibility. And with DJ Lagway, I think Florida's probably a bowl team. Might win 7 or 8 games even. Without DJ Lagway, You're right back to normal, winning 4 or 5 games, which is, again, the average for our buddy Sunbelt Billy. Anyway, I hope it's nothing serious with Lagway. It's just odd this time of year to have a quarterback not throwing at spring practice with no known injury at all to his hands, arms, wrists, elbow, shoulder. Like, literally the last injury he had that we know about is that hamstring against Georgia, and that was last Halloween. And according to Napier, he's still recovering from that. Napier says he's got a lingering lower body issue, I'm assuming, from the last known injury he had, which was last Halloween, 6 months ago. Anyway, shout out to Florida. My pick to win it all in March Madness. Duke looks good too, Auburn. But you got to pick one, so I picked Florida. When their offense is clicking, I just don't see how anybody could keep up with them. Now, they weren't clicking today. You know, they got held right around, what they finished with, 70 points or something, when they're normally putting up 90. So, you know, who knows? You have a bad shooting game in this tournament, you know, the one and done style, it can cost you. They got by today, though, so they're on to the Sweet 16, but they're my pick to win it all. So shout out if there are any Florida basketball fans out there. Congratulations to y'all. Anyway, if anybody knows what the deal is with DJ Lagway, let me know down below. Have a great day.